Oh, we're live. We will be starting in a second. I promise. What's the Pokemon there, Chief?
I forget his name.
Is it Frank?
D-E-I-N-O. Dana?
D-E-I-N-O. Dana. Sure.
D-E-I-N-O.
At the Red Room.
Oh, yeah.
Dana. But done home. I just showed that clip to Danielle the other day because I say it a lot, and she's never seen it in our entire history.
What? Really?
I know. A done home. Wait,
was that the episode where he gets all the sugar from the trucks?
To tell you the truth, Grant, if I...
Oh, you didn't watch the whole
No!
episode? What's going on?
Click the wrong button.
You idiot.
I clicked the wrong goddamn button, but it was not the worst button to click. I was going to say, to tell you the truth, Grant, if I had a question about what episode something was in, I would ask you.
Oh, okay. I just did, I assumed you watched like the whole episode.
No, I had... How did it happen? Was I looking up a clip for something else, Danielle?
Yeah, and it came up.
Yeah, I had finished watching a clip for something Simpsons related. And, you know, how when the video ends, they show you something else. Like YouTube has like its preview window. And the next thing up was Don Homer. And I was like, oh my God, it's Don Homer. We got to watch. And not surprisingly, Danielle didn't find it as funny as I did. Just like everything. Does it have a farting animal? Then it's fun. Not that that's not funny, don't get me wrong, but yeah, farting animals, that's funny. All right, let's do this, Leroy. This is good. Oh God, this is bad without my glasses. Can't see so good without my glasses.
Do you want me to go get
them?
them?
No. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 633, the Dano Podcast.
On this.
Don't you dare ruin it. That was my thing. I don't want to do the podcast anymore. Go ahead. No, go ahead and say it.
No.
Go ahead.
Nope. Dano is a small blue quadrupedal Pokemon with black fur covering its head and neck, concealing everything but its mouth from view. The fur around its neck also has 6 purple spots encircling it, which resemble bruises. The hair on the top of its head takes the shape of a single small horn. It also has a short tail that appears to be bitten off. As it is blind, it will bite and eat anything that moves.
Long tail.
Uh-oh.
And the Devil S. Just refresh. It's your standard Flash issue. It's your standard browser issue. You'll be fine.
Snap.
You'll be fine. You've just been affected by viruses, probably. They're in your body now. Did you refresh there, buddy?
I did. The hair on top of its head takes the shape of a single small horn. It also has a short tail that appears to be bitten off. As it is blind, it will bite and eat anything that moves, and it has the vigor and energy to bite constantly and without stopping.
If you were an
animal, never stops biting, making it dangerous to approach without taking precautions.
If you were an animal, that would be you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Blind and always biting because you're scared and angry. Hit a little too close to home.
Oh no. There's ads.
Oh, no.
There's ads. I gotta keep just go away. They won't go away.
Well, brain, why are you having such trouble? It seems like the more episodes...
It will also ram anything, ensuring that it always has bruises all over it. As seen in the lonely Dano, it may rear up on its hind legs when happy. Dano primarily lives in caves with abundant water sources. It's number 633. It's a dark dragon type. Its ability is hustle, 50-50 male to female ratio. It doesn't have a hidden ability that I can find. They're 2 feet tall, 38 pounds.
Nice job.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Thanks, guys.
All right, go ahead and tell everybody
No,
what
I'm
today
not.
is.
Look, it won't go away.
Mom Brain,
Stop.
how many years have you been on the internet and you still don't know how to use it? You know why it's acting like that? Because you watched that Twintel pornography yesterday.
All day.
All day, really? That's a lot. In VR?
Wait, did
Yeah.
you really watch it?
No.
Okay.
Totally did.
Well, I mean,
Totally.
like a few seconds of it while you were watching.
Isn't that what anybody watches porn, like a few seconds of it?
Over someone's shoulder?
Yeah. hey, come here, watch this. All right. Well, since Mom Brain won't say it, no matter how much I beg, today is National Podcast Day. Did you know that?
I did.
I didn't know it was a thing until a couple days ago. And I was like, wait, when is National Podcast Day? Oh my God, it's on our podcast day. It's like they knew.
It's like they know.
I really think they started the day for us.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it until you told me.
Well, you know what? Since it is a special day, let's read a little bit about National Podcast Day. And I just typed, I'm typing like I've never typed in my life. New Netuno Cast Day. Well, I'm sorry. It's not National Podcast Day. It's International Podcast Day. Holy moly.
It's like the whole world.
Join the podcast celebration. International Podcast Day is September 30th and is an international celebration of the power of podcast. The celebration is a great opportunity to connect with fellow podcasters, podcast listeners, podcast enthusiasts, and leaders in the podcasting industry.
Is that us?
No. Help spread the word by telling your friends, sharing the celebration on your podcasts like we're doing right now, and social media feeds. And use the hashtag International Podcast Day. There are several ways to get involved and plenty to benefit from by taking part in International Podcast Day. Did you know that podcasting as an industry has been around for 13 years? Did you know that?
That's about how long we've been doing the podcast, isn't it?
Yeah. We started the podcast industry. Podcasts didn't exist before we were around.
Mhm.
Can you believe it?
I don't know about that.
What are you looking at, cats?
No, I'm doing music. Quit peeping.
Hey, SD Sick
Quit
Hero, Retro
pestering my
Gamer,
brain.
and Rocket,
You don't pester
and
me.
Hey Duda, and Giant Reggie, and oh man, oh gee, Mega Travis, and Robert, and Matthew, and the Aloe Wolf, and Fanders, and Roth, and Ser, and Nicholas, and Turquoise, and It's a Trap, and the Super Sanchez, and Morisaki, and the Name King Clown, and whoever else I can't, ZX Billy, and Unique J, who burped, and Amiibo Fan. Did I say the Sacred Wolf? And Sun Goku 420, one of my favorite names, and Ryan, and Alligator Potato. That's a name.
That is an alligator potato.
Robert Bear says, "Hey babies, remember we used to say that? Hello, my babies. Hello, Squid Kid
My
24,
future babies.
and Boy Weck, and Julio, and anybody else I didn't say hello to. Thank you for joining us today on this International Podcast Day. I greatly appreciate it.
There's a spam email in the GoNintendo podcast music inbox from Happy Wang.
All right, first things first. There is or was an ad issue on the site. I know there were, if you're on mobile, you got a redirect or a takeover ad, which should not be there. I put up a note on the site about it. And it hasn't been happening to me anymore. I talked to the ad guys as soon as it happened, as soon as I saw it, and you guys let me know. And they were working on it, and they're supposed to be taking care of it. I haven't had it happen to me in the last 24 hours. Mom Brain was looking at another website, which is where she was getting the ad issue, not GoNintendo. So if you're still experiencing it, I apologize. We are working on it, but I think it's been taken care of. And if not, try browsing in private mode and see if you get the ad issue then, because if you don't get it, then you can just clear your cache and then you should be good to go. But we should be all right. But again, my apologies for that. Man, what did I just read? I read some interesting fact about like spyware and pop-ups and stuff like that. I think they were saying the #1 point of injection is ad networks, you know, groups that come together because a company will be like, hey, we'd like to run our ads in your network, and they're like, here's our ads, here's what we do, and you know, they sign the agreement, and then as soon as it comes through, they're like, all right, pop-ups, everybody, pop-ups. So it's really crappy, people. But yes, hello, Al and King Schmid. King Schmidt says, never watched one of your streams before. Well, prepare to be disappointed. Yeah, if you go to porn sites, you're definitely going to get pop-ups. You have to find the right porn sites to make sure you can enjoy their videos without infecting your phone or your computer or whatever else you watch porn on. Your Wii. Remember when people were doing that? I still think people do that.
In the Opera browser?
Yes. And glorious 480p. Yeah, the way porn was meant to be. We watched standard def porn for years.
It's meant to be blurry.
So you could imagine yourself.
You couldn't see all the pimples and
that's right.
And cellulite.
And also, so when you got with a woman or man in real life, it was amazing because you're like, oh my God, this is what the human body looks like, not that blurry mess I saw on the internet. Hello, Jack Jang dude.
It doesn't make any sense. Because, like, you know, people aren't blurry in real life.
You don't know that when you're younger. You look at porn and it's all blurry and you're like, oh, that's why they blurred on TV, because people's bits are blurry in real life. Don't tell me you didn't think that. Everybody thought that. Right, Mom Brain?
Sure.
Boy, you're just a barrel of laughs today.
I'm tired. I need a nap.
Why did you not get up at, when did you get up? A little before 8?
I was up.
8? Did you have an alarm go up on your phone?
Nope.
Just go back to bed. You want to sleep under the table? We'll let you sleep under the table. Also, I want to say thank you to everybody for checking out our new, I guess it's going to be a series. I don't know. All right. So I had this idea for a video, and I was like, you know, people really like Switch icons. They're really into Switch icons, and they get really mad about Switch icons. Like, why does your icon look like this? It ruins my gaming experience. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. You know, if icons are really important to you and somehow they ruin your experience, so be it. I'm not telling you you can't be like that. I'm just very surprised. I will put it that way. So it's like Switch icons are big talk, and everybody's always talking about how this icon should look, and this icon needs an update and all that stuff. I was like, you know, I'm going to do something a little tongue-in-cheek. I'm going to try a quick little video about Switch icons. And I was like, all right, let me look at the icons on my Switch, and I'll pick one to talk about. And I saw the Thimbleweed Park icon. I was like, it's a very basic, simple icon. I'm going to go with this one. And I did a little 2-minute feature on it, tried to be funny. See, this is the thing. I'm like, I'm going to do a video, and I think it can be funny. And then I make it, and I'm like, this is terrible. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then I edit it, and then I put it all together, which takes a couple hours, or it took 3 hours altogether from start to finish. And I was like, this, by the time I'm done, I'm like, this is garbage. I shouldn't even put this on. I'm like, I put the work into it. So I did a video. Hello, Steister. I did a video on the Thimbleweed Park icon on the Switch, and I call the series Switch Icon Theater. And I was like, I want to do like a British accent, like some kind of UK accent, but I don't know if that's
because it's supposed to be like Masterpiece.
Yeah. But I was like, I don't know if that's too much, but not using it didn't feel right, so I did a half-assed accent. Blah blah blah.
Did you add the music? Like,
of course. Yes, and that's how I knew that. I was like, I don't want this to be a super long project, so I timed my project out to be the length of that song, which is like 2 minutes, give or take. So So I put the video out there, and it seems like you guys really like it. And I saw your comments, and you were like, please do more. Make this a series. Do this icon, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to turn it into a series. I'm not going to say now, like, it'll be a weekly series. It's just I'm going to do more of them. And people are recommending what icons I should do. Here's the thing. I have to look at an icon and be able to think of something that I think might be funny. So, like, for example, the butcher icon. I know I could do a video about that because it's that weird-looking guy.
It is very weird looking.
I know I could do one about that. I know people want me to do one about the Lego Worlds icon because it's a very basic icon. I think I could do something there too. So yeah, I'll do more. But thank you to those of you that that checked that out. I really do appreciate it. And the really cool thing is, my first episode was about Thimbleweed Park, and somehow it made it to the Thimbleweed Park dev team. And on Twitter, I saw that they retweeted the video.
Oh, wow.
So I had reached out to someone on the PR team for Thimbleweed Park. I was like, hey, check this out. Maybe you'll think it's funny. And they got back to me, and they said, yeah, we actually already saw it this morning. Somebody on our team sent it around the office, and we were all laughing about it. So they saw it before they even got to my email, which is really awesome. But, yeah, they retweeted it. And we talked a little bit about it on Twitter, and they really liked it. So I mean, I can't ask for anything more. The people that made the game really thought the video was funny, which, you know, I guess isn't that surprising because Thimbleweed Park is all about, you know, subversive humor and just a humorous game altogether. So thank you to them for sharing the video. I appreciate it. And yes, I will be doing more. Like I said, I don't know when, but I will be doing more. So thank you to those who checked that out. Then there's something else I want to, I don't remember, whatever. It's been a really busy, these weeks have been all busy lately, and they're only going to get more busy because bigger games are coming out. There's
Holidays around the corner.
Holidays are around the corner, which is crazy. I was sleeping on the couch last night, and I woke up and I was very cold. And I was like, man, summer's really over. We're like head first into fall. It was like, boom, we're in fall. That's it. And I put on my sweatshirt. I was that cold. Me, a sweatshirt.
Me.
I put on clothing. Tomorrow is October. It's true, Rocket. You are right. That's very true. October, I believe, has Kirby's favorite holiday. One of your favorites? You like Halloween, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's my favorite, but it's
Halloween season.
That's mostly just because I don't have to do anything or buy gifts for anybody.
That is a good reason. But yeah, stupid weddings in October.
October is busy
so you
for
have
weddings.
you have to buy gifts for those weddings, which kind
We're
of
gonna go
That's
broke
true,
this fall with weddings. Holy cow!
That's what I was worried about.
Here's what you do. I've been thinking about it. So we got a couple weddings to we have 3 weddings to go to. Here's what you do. We get a really nice box. So you can get a nice box for $20, I'm sure. Put a nice ribbon on it. You wrap things up nice. You go give it to them. They don't open it at the wedding. They open it afterwards. And when they open the box, there's a piece of paper in there that says, no, friendship. Because that is the true gift. I mean, you can't do that because you're related, so it's more than friendship. You do like
what a jip.
Bros.
Brotherhood. The gift of brotherhood.
I like it.
I give you the gift of brotherhood. Yeah, expensive times. Goodbye, Bacon Bits. I don't know why you left, but we'll miss you.
But yeah, I like fall, so I guess that's why I default to Halloween as my favorite.
I don't dislike fall, but I don't like it because it means winter's around the corner.
So if there was no winter, you'd be okay with it?
Yeah,
okay.
Then I'd really like it, yeah. Basically, I don't like winter because it makes it hard for people to travel, and I worry about friends and family getting around, and it ruins fun all the time, too. So
that's true.
So screw you, winter. That's what today's podcast is about. All right.
Up yours.
Up yours, winter. Let's talk about some Nintendo news. Nintendo's Reggie Fils-Aimé has said that the company is constantly looking to disrupt and innovate. And he says that even pertains to the Virtual Boy. Mr. Fizame said, we're constantly looking to disrupt the industry. We're constantly asking ourselves what we can do that's different, that the consumer wants but doesn't know they want. One thing that I love about our company is that we always put innovation first. We are always looking to take that risk. And then in this interview, he's asked about the Virtual Boy because they're like, yeah, but sometimes you take a risk like the Virtual Boy and it's garbage. And Reggie says, more often than not, our risks work. Sometimes they don't. Without the Virtual Boy, we wouldn't have learned about that particular space, about what you can do with VR and then AR. And who knows? AR may not have been ever incorporated into the 3DS if we hadn't failed that experiment 20 years ago. So, yeah. Virtual Boy, Nintendo's biggest failure, probably, as far as I can think. I know the Wii U didn't do well, but the Virtual Boy certainly did much worse. Yeah. It has a special place in my heart, but I know it's not a good system. But yeah, who knows what would have happened if Nintendo didn't have that failure. And this whole interview was basically about, it was a Mashable interview with Reggie. And the focus of the interview was, why don't you just do what your fans tell you to do? And he's like, well, we can't do that.
Because sometimes they ask for stupid stuff.
Yeah, basically, that was the gist of the interview, and he couldn't say that. Oh. So. Cartoonami says, what was going on recently that we're getting an inundation of Reggie interviews? There's been one for almost every day the past week. He's totally on a press tour. Yeah, because the Super Nintendo Classic Edition was coming out. He's got to get out there and say, we're going to do good. There's going to be more stock. You're not going to be mad at each other, fighting at retail. And so far, that seems true. Boyweck says, I'm still waiting on Nintendo to make a non-specific action figure game. Never forget. I won't forget. Yeah, I would like to see that too. He needs me in Smash Brothers, the next one, whenever that may be. But I don't know how many people remember that guy. I think lots of people have forgotten. See, the Aloe Wolf has a suggestion that Nintendo never listens to. Give us all the games for free. There you go. And King Schmid says, our bodies are Reggie. That's the mantra of Nintendo fans. So there's the Super Nintendo Classic Edition developer interviews going on. Obviously, they come out in Japan first, and then they get translated. We just had one that popped up today that was for Super Mario World / Yoshi's Island. We get to see some of the developers talk about that game and why they gave Yoshi a starring role and how that came to be. But earlier, we got the translation for the Super Mario Kart franchise, or no, just Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. And it came to be because Miyamoto wanted F-Zero for 2 players. This is an interview with Tadashi Sugiyama and Hideki Kono. Mr. Kono says, Miyamoto assigned us the task of making F-Zero for 2 players. And Sugiyama says, F-Zero was a racing game for a single player. Yes, we all know that. And the interviewer says, so the Super Nintendo had 2 controllers, so I suppose Miyamoto wanted to make use of both of them. And the developers say, yes, that's it. We didn't have the concept of a racing game with Mario. We began with experiments for a multiplayer F-Zero game. In F-Zero, you race at over 400 kilometers per hour along incredibly long straight lines. But we realized that splitting the screen into upper and lower portions for 2 players to do the same thing. Question. If you look back at the Super Mario Kart tracks, you'll understand instead of the tracks with long straight lines, the track designs are compact with lots of twists and turns, so they fit well within a square. So we almost had a 2-player F-Zero, but then they were like, we can't make this work. We got F-Zero's all about these long stretches, and we can't split the screen in half. No good. So let's make Mario race things. I don't know how they got to that point, but it was just basically F-Zero won't work in 2-player. Let's put Mario characters on carts.
Gotcha.
Got it. Makes perfect sense. Why did they split the screen the other way? Why has it got to be a horizontal split? Could have been a vertical split for F-Zero. Why not? Why not, Nintendo?
It'd probably look weird.
Maybe the Super Nintendo couldn't handle it. I don't know.
Could be.
What am I, a developer? First comment comes from Guy Bones. And he quotes Sugiyama, who says, we wondered what kinds of characters would be recognizable from behind and gave Mario a try. Quoting part of the interview, which obviously taken out of context sounds extremely sexual. And then he has a photo of Tatsumi Kimishima, Nintendo's current president, going for the old grabby on the rear. Well done, Guy Bones. Well done. Well played, sir. Oh, yeah, that's what I did. I did a video review of the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. So I did my unboxing video, which was a few days before that. Then I did my video review of the system itself, so I got some footage of the games in there and all that jazz. You can check that out. But I mean, really,
why bother?
You know what's up. King Schmidt, I like what you're saying. You, Turquoise says, shake that ass, Mario. Yeah, you know what the Super Nintendo Classic Edition is all about. Like, there's 21 games in there, and you know that 20 of them were fantastic when they released, and Star Fox 2 is the new one. So, and it plays well, and everything works like it should. Like, there's not anything bad to say. The only bad stuff I could come up with is the controller cord isn't as long on the Super Nintendo Classic Edition controller as the Super Nintendo controller. And there's less games than there were on the NES Classic Edition. That's it. You know, everything else works right, plays fine. Great collection of games, and I think it's well worth your money. Goodbye, Mombre. Oh, no. Stink juice. Ridley Soria says,
Got a good fizz on that one.
Ridley Soria quotes my review, and in the review I say, if you don't own the original cartridges and aren't interested in the Super Nintendo Classic, then you hate Nintendo. That's not exactly what I said. And he said, spoken like a true fanboy, RMC. But it might be true. I think I said that. I know I didn't say that exactly, but I said something along the lines of, it's hard for me to think of people who wouldn't be interested in this product. I said, maybe if you have all the original cartridges, then you wouldn't want to get it unless you're interested in the save states or really wanted Star Fox 2. And I said, outside of that, I guess if you're not interested at all, then you hate Nintendo because it's, you know, a Nintendo system with a lot of great games on it. So if you don't like Mario and Punch-Out and whatever, then you're not going to have any interest in getting it. Hello, Nate or Die. Hello, Jesus. Good to see you. I guess I should say Jesus. I don't know.
What was it? Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Jesus.
Keep an eye on Jesus. Yeah, that. You know, the sign at Kyle's.
Kyle Bucks.
Yeah, that's right.
Image Inform, who is the creator of SteamWorld Dig, SteamWorld Dig 2, SteamWorld Heist, SteamWorld Tower Defense. They talked a little bit about SteamWorld Dig 2 sales so far. And again, they can't get into specific data because Nintendo doesn't allow that. So SteamWorld Dig was a big risk for the company, and it paid off. It was a great success for them. And they took every dollar that they made from SteamWorld Dig and poured it into SteamWorld Heist. And thankfully, SteamWorld Heist was an even bigger hit than SteamWorld Dig. Then, with SteamWorld Dig 2, they say the game is selling like hotcakes, and it's the biggest launch in SteamWorld history. So even better than the previous games. They say SteamWorld Dig 2 is selling like hotcakes. Players are having a blast as well, with the 98% approval rating on Steam being the obvious proof. Everyone's praise results in impressive sales. We're happy to announce that SteamWorld Dig 2 is the biggest launch in SteamWorld history, selling faster than any game we've ever made before. On Switch, it's topping the charts as good as in every country. In less than a week, we've already earned back most of the game's total development budget. 20 or so people for almost a year and a half. You do the math. So yeah, I mean, 100% it deserves it, or they deserve it, because it's a fantastic experience. I love all the SteamWorld games. Those guys are something really special. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. I just did a post about the Switch eShop right before I came to do the podcast, and SteamWorld Dig is not #1 right now, but it's like #3 or something, because, you know, other games have launched since it came out, but it's hanging at the top, which is awesome to see. So I hope you guys that bought it are enjoying it. Entity says, I sure like the first one a lot and might get this. There are just so many games on the eShop these days that I don't have the money or time for them all, but very happy to see it selling so well. Yes, I am as well, and it will be there for years to come, so please take your time. Oh my God, did you see this, the Yoshi sprite thing?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, it's so good.
He looks great.
So I was talking about this earlier, just a few minutes ago, how there's a Super Nintendo Classic Edition interview series, and the latest one is about Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island. And in one of those interviews, they have a sprite sheet for Super Mario World while it was in development. It comes from November 29th, 1989. So it was early on in the game's development. And they show off some sprites for the game, and there's characters that we recognize, like the bombs and the little white piranha plants, and or whatever they're called. And there's also a Chain Chomp sprite, which, if I remember correctly, there's no Chain Chomps in that game, right? Super Mario World doesn't have Chain Chomps? I can't remember any. I remember Big Bullet Bills.
I don't remember any either.
So they didn't make the cut. And then there's the big fat Hammer Brothers. But then there's also regular size Hammer Brothers, which I don't think were in the game. But the most important thing is we see Yoshi's first sprite, and he looks very different than what he looks like now. He's much more reptilian when it comes to the face. Oh my god, it's so funny. Yeah, it's much more reptilian. Go to the post on the site and check it out.
Longer, right?
His neck is longer, and his like belly stomach is like lower. He's like it's like I don't want to say he's fatter. He's doofier. That's what he is.
That's exactly what I was thinking. He looks like that vulture from Tiny Toons or something.
Yes, yes, you're right.
Yup.
What's his name?
I don't remember.
Dodo.
No.
Oh no, that's the umbrella head guy.
Yeah, Dodo was the other guy. I got nothing.
What the hell is his name? Somebody help us out. I figured I would know too. I'm upset I didn't. God darn it! Somebody help us in the chat. What's the name of that vulture from Tiny Toons? Yeah, is it called Tiny Toon Adventures? Yeah. I was like,
you don't even remember the name of the show.
For some reason, I thought that was the name of a game. I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't seen the sprite, you have to go check it out.
The game was Buster Bust Loose.
It's amazing. Al says Buster Bunny. No, that's not it. Thank you for trying, though. Buster Bunny and that vulture
Buster
guy.
Bunny, the vulture.
No relation. Oh, that's a Tiny Toons joke for all you Tiny Toons fans. You kids don't know what the fart I'm talking about. Concord Condor, says Mega Travis.
Probably...
And Turquoise says that as well. Malakalo says Plucky. Oh, thank you guys. That is. Oh, and Rocket says Concord Condor. He wasn't really like the focus of any episode.
Oh, so he was a condor, not a vulture.
Whatever. He sucked. He had a stupid haircut, I'll tell you that much.
Wow.
Hinf
He
says
was supposed to be a stupid character.
He was stupid. That's why they didn't use him. Hinf says that's one derpy dinosaur. I wonder, would we have learned to love him? I think we would have. Yes, I love him now. I love him now. I mean, the current Yoshi design is great. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of like this stupid-looking one better.
Wouldn't it be great if they used that and they called him Derpy?
Come along, Derpy. Derpy. And then we also learned that in Super Mario World, Nintendo had the idea. I can't believe this is true. All right, so when you play Super Mario World and you go to use Yoshi's tongue, some people thought Mario was punching Yoshi in the back of the head to make him shoot his tongue out. Like he was hitting him in the back of the head and Yoshi screaming in pain, sticking his tongue out. Well, turns out that was true. That was the original idea. So they make it sound like that's not what happened in the final game, because the final game's artwork does have artwork of Mario riding Yoshi, and he's pointing forward and Yoshi's throwing out his tongue. So he's not punching him in the back of the head. But the original developer idea was to have him punch Yoshi in the back of the head. Who says this? This is Shigefume Hino, or Hino. He says, lots of people think that while Mario is pointing his finger forward, he's saying go, and Yoshi's tongue comes out. However, the setup that I drew was that when Mario punches Yoshi in when Mario punches Yoshi in the head, the character's tongue shoots out in surprise. What's more, there's an added bop sound. However, it seemed like people would say, poor Yoshi. So that's why it became that Mario is saying go. So I guess it's ambiguous, actually. They're not saying if the sprite in the game is him actually punching Mario in the back of the head. But then they,
That's why Yoshi's wincing in pain.
yeah, then later on in the artwork and the official statement, they were like, no, he's telling him go. I can't believe he's punching him in the back of the head. Mario, what a jerk. For you to check out. But yeah, I mean, it does make sense that Yoshi screams and his tongue comes out if he's getting punched in the backhand. Come on, Mario, there's got to be a better way.
That always gave me the impression that Yoshi was like kind of hard to control.
So you punch things that are hard to control.
That's how I do it.
The only thing he understood was violence.
That's right. Retro Gamer says that's why Yoshi was hiding in Mario 64. He didn't want to get hit again. Very true. And King Schmidt said Yoshi lives matter. Immediate Muffin says, what? I thought everyone already had the impression that Mario was punching Yoshi. No, they didn't. Some of us like to think that Mario's not an asshole like that, but you know what? Asshole. This bothers me. Why is hole and asshole bleeped on TV?
Because an ass could be like a donkey, or like ass is like, but an asshole is like where the poop comes out.
But why is where the poop comes out a bad thing?
It's gross.
Okay, it's gross, but why?
It's like more offensive.
It's also explicit, it's like showing a scrotum on TV.
But you can say butthole on TV. That's the same thing.
Dorothy's youngest just learned
Butthole surfer
to say butt cheek. And the middle one was asking for wants to play lacrosse and wants piano lessons. And the baby goes, Mom, I want butt cheek lessons.
Play those butt cheeks.
And she goes, we don't talk like that. That's not nice. He goes, come on, Mom. It's funny.
She was like, you're right,
Mom.
Son.
Yeah.
Lighten up, Mom.
Yeah, but you can say butthole. I don't get why you can't say asshole. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Can you say butthole?
Yeah.
Can you call someone a butthole?
Yes. Butthole is fine. Asshole is
I
not.
mean, butthole's a great word.
Butthole is great. Knock it off, you butthole. What are you buttholes doing in here? Oh, you know who says that? Vitamin G says butthole.
Yeah.
It
that's
does say
right.
that. What are you buttholes doing?
I think I prefer butthole, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
I need to text him and tell him that we just today came to the appreciation of calling people buttholes. Maybe that'll be his kid's first
I
word.
prefer dickhole.
I mean, dickhole's funny,
Dickhole is
Also
a great
known as
one.
the meatus.
Right.
but butthole, I don't know. Butthole. This week's European downloads. Europe got all right.
You
So
want to kiss a butthole?
I'll kiss a butthole right now. So this week's European downloads. Well, this week's North American and European downloads are full of games. A ton of stuff came out. It's unbelievable. Jesus. Or Jesus. Tell me how do you say your name, please. Says Nintendo Talk in all capital letters. That is Nintendo Talk. Have there been buttholes in Nintendo games?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, everybody's got one, so.
Sure, like in some Nintendo game, there's like the cross for like
A
an
cat.
anus.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah. It's probably on like
Neko
an animal or
Atsume is
something.
full of buttholes.
You have something to say about that?
Playing in VR.
Neko Atsume VR was announced.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be amazing. Mom Brain's never going to leave.
Just a sea
He says you
of
pronounce it
cats.
Jesus by typing Geezus in all capital letters.
Jesus.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
All right, so Europe's downloads FIFA 18. They also got One Piece.
Butthole 18.
One Piece Unlimited World Red,
Unlimited butthole.
the deluxe edition.
Deluxe
That's
butthole.
what I was waiting for. Golf Story, P-Cross S, Astro Bears Party, Binaries.
Binary buttholes.
Let me tell you about binaries. Test your skills and reflexes as you simultaneously guide two lovable balls through over 100 controller-smashingly tough platform challenges.
Buttholes.
Control both balls at
Buttholes.
exactly the same time as you try to avoid the death
Buttholes. You try to avoid the buttholes.
and danger that awaits their every move.
I'll stop.
Brave Dungeon plus Dark Witch's Story Combat is available on Switch. Butcher is available on Switch.
Butthole butcher. I couldn't help that one.
Conga Master Party. You okay there?
Mhm.
Demo. Inversus Deluxe. Oh, you're having trouble. Pankapu. Physical Contact. Nothing to say there. Picture Place. Sparkle. 2. No? All right. Arcade Archives, Mario Brothers.
What if we were like in a support group for people who had to stop saying butthole?
They're like, no, don't say it. Mario buttholes. Super Mario buttholes. Johnny, no.
We like couldn't live normal lives anymore,
right?
because all we said was buttholes, and we got fired from our jobs. We couldn't go to Walmart.
Mom Brain, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to let you go. You just can't stop saying butthole. That's right. I didn't need your buttholes anyway. Burning Fight is available. Yeah, burning butthole. I know. Butthole is, it's a trap, says butthole is the trigger word or the safe word. Then there's special offers, a whole bunch of things. 3DS got Yokai Watch 2 Psychic Specters. Psychic Sphincters. Top-notch podcast, my friends. We also got Mighty Gunvolt Burst.
Mighty Butthole Burst!
No, Mighty Gunvolt
Mighty
Butthole
Burst!
DLC. You can get Jewel from Azure Striker Gunvolt, and you can also get Call from Mighty Number 9. Special offers, special offers, special offers, special offers. 3DS Theme Shop.
Hello Kitty?
It's back, Lombrain. It's back.
Yay.
The 3DS Theme Shop has been updated with Hello Kitty black and white. Hello Kitty in black and white stripes. Hello Kitty 3D glasses style.
What?
Hello Kitty in 3D style.
Like Dr. Jacoby's glasses?
Hello Kitty is a sweet angel theme. Hello Kitty is flying on a cloud like an angel. So it says. And then the last one is Hello Kitty enjoys a party. Hello Kitty is enjoying a party with her friends. They all sound nice.
That is nice.
Wii U got Shoeman Fu and China Warrior and Shockman. Boy, talk about like racist names, right? They all sound
Every
racist.
time you say Shockman, I think of the Shockmaster.
He is the Shockmaster. And that's all your SD Secure says Hello Kitty a butthole. That's all your European downloads for this week. There was a buttload of them, to be sure.
But hold!
First comment comes from Lowcamp. And Lowcamp, I want you to know, before your name even loaded, I knew it was you because of your avatar. Considering how much expensive, I'm going to read it just how he wrote it. Considering how much expensive is the original app when compared to other mobile music game offerings, 29 euros for the Switch demo is quite the deal. Yeah, it's another rhythm game that I have not played but want to. I got to get Voice and demo. I really need to get this. We have some excellent news about Switch game sales, and we're talking about physical cartridges. This comes from a very reputable source. It's not somebody analyzing data on their own. This is NPD. Let me try this again. This is Matt Piscatella, the U.S. video games industry analyst at the NPD Group. And NPD is the organization that tracks, among other things, physical video game sales. He says Switch U.S. physical software sales are on pace to be the biggest ever for a Nintendo platform launch year since 1995 by a fairly large margin. So he's saying this is record-setting for Nintendo. And here's the other really cool part. He says since 95. Data was collected starting in 1995. So as long as the NPD Group has been collecting data for video games, this is Nintendo's biggest sales record. So that's fantastic news. And I bet I know what the first comment's going to be, but surprise me, Internet. Mako says, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad Nintendo has another hit product on their hands. The Switch really is a great piece of hardware, and it's great to see it is getting great games to go along with it. Well, you surprised me, Internet. Thank you. So, yeah, that's really cool to see. We don't know what the data is in other countries, but obviously North America, specifically we're talking about U.S. here, but North America is Nintendo's biggest market, so awesome news. Version 3.1 of ARMS is available. And let me give you the patch notes for that. The versus stage sparring ring can now be selected. It's a square stage without gimmicks used in the warm-up minigame. Enjoy some serious bouts while enjoying the soundtrack of the ARMS official song, the electro dance version, if you wanted to know. Sparring ring will also appear in a stage. Sparring ring will also appear as a stage in ranked match. They fixed an issue in Headlock Scramble, where sometimes Guardian and Clapback arms would fail to expand. And they also fixed an issue where rewards for the 1-on-100 would change if played while searching for a ranked match. And then there were changes to various fighters and their arms, but there's a whole bunch of those, so I'm not going through all of them. We have the table if you're interested. And obviously, this is a free update. And if you have arms, the update should have downloaded already. The podcast chat is still talking about buttholes. First comment comes from Mega Travis, and he says, I like how they added new lore for Ninjara because of him being tweaked a little bit. Let me see this. Oh, so they adjusted Ninjara, but they give details on why he got the adjustments. And it says, after getting some advice from a ninja college alum, distance traveled when performing a midair mist warp has increased. Midair mist warp refers to the ninja technique performed by dashing after jumping. Only Nintendo would explain a tweak to a gameplay character by giving it backstory. They went the extra mile there. Lanquin says, can you do VR sparring with Twintel? I know you're talking about the porn.
Are you sure?
You can look at her and get physical with yourself. I don't know if you want to fight yourself. Goodbye, Jesus. Thanks for coming. It was good seeing you. I'm glad you could stop by. I know you're a very busy guy.
Play with your own arms.
That's right.
Your third arm in particular.
Baby arm. SD Sicker has the patch notes for Twintel in ARMS, and it says for Twintel they added a butthole. I hope this is somebody's first podcast listening.
It will be.
We have some news about the Wii Shop channel. It's going to close January 31st, 2019.
Oh, that's right.
So you still have a good amount of time. But after that, it will be gone forever. You will no longer be able to buy games on the Wii Shop channel. Remember, you can access that on the Wii or the Wii U. And I believe there are over 200 virtual console games alone that aren't available on the Wii U virtual consoles. So you might want to get them on the Wii virtual console. Again, you could do that through the Wii U or on the original Wii. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of WiiWare that's not available anywhere else that you might want to get. There's so many games. I can't even think of them. I'm trying to think of stuff that's exclusive to WiiWare. There's a ton. It's been a long time since I've thought about WiiWare. Castlevania Rebirth, that comes to mind. Is there Contra Rebirth too? Is there Contra? I think there was.
I don't remember.
There's two off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, wait. Is Contra Rebirth the one with like those big lizard people who?
Yes.
Who would like lay down on the ground and they do that weird pose?
Yep, that's the one. So yeah, you have until January 31st, 2019. So you got some time. And there is a program for people if you have Wii points and you don't end up using them by the time the shop closes, you can get a refund for it or transfer them to something else. There's Gradius Rebirth. So yeah, get on there, look around. There are some really great games on there if you've never looked. And that's for WiiWare, the original stuff, and Virtual Console as well. So end of an era. Rocket says Mega Man 9 and 10. Yes, you can get both of those on the Wii Virtual Console, or not Virtual Console, on WiiWare through the Wii Shop channel. But yeah, like I said, 2019. So not like tomorrow. All right. Wow, that was perfect timing, Rocket. You gave me a nice segue. Capcom talked a bit about Mega Man. Mom Brain, did you know that it is the 30th anniversary of Mega Man?
I didn't.
It's officially the 30th anniversary of Mega Man in December. Can you believe it?
That's
30 years of Mega Man. When was the last Mega Man game? Like the last Mega Man game that was a real game and not like, Mega Man Mobile Runner or something, some crap like that. It was Mega Man 10.
Oh, that's right.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Are they going to do anything with Mega Man? Is Mega Man dead?
No.
Well, here's what Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 producer Kazuhiro Tsuchiya says. I want to say that Capcom has not forgotten about Mega Man. This 30th anniversary logo here is being put to good use. Mega Man's 30th anniversary is coming in December. December. Please remember that date. On behalf of the team and everyone else here, we are looking forward to it very much and hope you are as well. We are deeply pleased to be able to share this with all the fans who have made this possible. Thank you for all your support up till now and in the future. So they're saying Mega Man's 30th anniversary is in December. Please remember December. Remember that date. So we know a Mega Man cartoon is coming, a new one. There's got to be a game. Now, is the game going to be based on a cartoon, or is the game going to be just a new game in general? Because if they're like, Mega Man 30th anniversary, here's the new cartoon and a game that looks like the new cartoon, I think people would be upset. But if they're like, here's Mega Man 11 or Mega Man X, whatever we're up to now. 8, 9? What was the last Mega Man X game? I think it might have been 8.
Oh, I have no idea.
Man, Mega Man like X 6 and 7. That's some hot garbage, man. I love Mega Man, and I tried so many times to play those games, and they weren't my cup of tea. If you enjoyed them, good for you. But
it's because there was no Spank Man Driller.
We need more. That's how they're celebrating the 30th anniversary. Every Mega Man game will just be filled with Spank Man Driller.
Every single boss is Spank Man Driller.
SC Siguro says Mega Man Triple X, and Rocket says Mega Man X8 was on PS2. So there you go. Fanders has the first announcement from the Mega Man 30th anniversary reveal. He says,
"Remember December."
He says Butthole Man is going to be one of the bosses. They haven't done a Butthole Man. It's true.
Wow.
What other men are there that they haven't done?
Oh my god, they've done everything.
Well, no, because you got to think about things that
they've done everything
that like exist since Mega Man or since the last official game came out. So it'll be like
iPhone Man,
tablet man. That's what I say. Hipster man,
avocado toast man.
See, there's so many great ideas.
So many men.
Fidget spinner man.
Oh, he's like the updated Top Man.
Yeah, right.
You laugh,
oh, man, that's the backstory. He goes to kill Top Man. He's like, it's all about fidget spinners. Fidget spinner man. Oh man, that's good. Woo! I'm trying to think of other stupid
Tinderman.
crap. Tinderman. Tinderman, that's great. Oh, Meme Man. Here's another one.
Meme Man.
Meme Man. House Gaming says Vape Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, Fat Clouds.
Ripping Fat Clouds. Oh god, there's so many great ideas. Oh, Mega Man or Capcom, what are you doing? You had so many ideas you could have used. Oh yeah. Murasaki's got the real one. Capcom would do DLC Man. That's you go to the room and he's not even there. You got to download him. Woo, that's funny. The Destructo 94 has the top-rated comment, and he says Mega Man Legacy Collection 3 for PS4, PC, Xbox One, PS3, 360, PS2, Dreamcast, Atari 2600 confirmed. But no Nintendo platforms. That's the joke. Lanquin says Dab Man.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
That's a good one too. Oh man, that's good. Oh man, funny stuff. FIFA 18 out now. EA, EA's like, this is the real deal. It's a real FIFA for Switch. Well, we have come to, that's how they sound. We've come to find out that it's missing one feature that is really dumb. Lanquin also says, feels good, man.
Oh, no.
FIFA 18 is missing the ability to play online with friends. You can play online with strangers, but you have no option to play an online game with a friend. Now, I've seen a customer service rep claim that an update is coming that will include that feature. I didn't post that because it seemed like the rep didn't know what they were talking about. And that shouldn't be an update. That should be there from day one. Nintendo does a bad job with some of their online stuff, or a large majority of their online stuff. And even they have the option to play with friends in games. And somehow FIFA 18 on the Switch doesn't. I don't understand at all. So, yeah, you guys are not happy about this one, and I do not blame you. It seems like such a odd thing to omit from the game. The King Up North says, yeah, EA definitely wasn't trying to make a crappy port for the Switch. First, they didn't bother bringing the Frostbite engine to the Switch. Then they didn't bring the story mode over as a result of this. And now this? There was once a time when EA was a half-decent company. Nowadays, they mess up everything they touch. The Mirror's Edge series is now dead. The Mass Effect series is now dead. The Need for Speed series is now dead.
What? The Need for Speed series?
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Need for Speed series.
I got a Need for Speed.
Well, Need for Speed isn't dead because there's a new one coming out, but I guess maybe enjoyment of the series is dead. Mass Effect, for the time being, is dead, and I think it's a safe bet to say that Mirror's Edge is dead as well, yes. So I get what you're saying, my friend. Did that. So Star Fox 2 is included in the Super Nintendo Classic Edition. And people are, you know, jerks. So there are people who have ripped the game from the Super Nintendo Classic Edition and put it online for others to download illegally. And that happened, you know, less than a day after the Super Nintendo Classic Edition launched, which is sad to see. And I'm sure Nintendo is going to go after that stuff. Very disappointing. But also on top of that, something that's cool is that people have extracted the game from the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, hopefully, instead of downloading the ROM illegally. But they've extracted it and put it onto a developer cartridge for the Super Nintendo, and they're actually playing Star Fox 2 on their old Super Nintendo, which is pretty cool to see. That's a neat idea. So, you know, a nice tidbit in there along with the crappy news, but what are you going to do? Peen2 says, good thing I don't have to buy the Super Nintendo Mini just to play this game. P-E-E-N and the number 2.
Peen. Peen would be a nice name for a cat.
Oh, man, I thought of a nice name for a cat last night when I was going to bed.
I love that that's something that goes through your head.
Oh, what was it? I remember laying there on the couch, and I was like, oh, I got to tell Mom Brain this would be a great name. She would love it. It was something with a C. I can't remember. Man, I vividly remember laying there thinking, like, I got to tell Mom Brain this when I wake up.
Chauncey? Was it Chauncey?
No, it was very short. So
Chauncey's
short,
a nice name.
Short and punchy. Chum Chum the cat.
Cool Mike. Cool Mike is my cat. I don't know. It'd just be a good name for a cat. Cool Mike.
I don't know why the North American downloads aren't a top story here. But I got them anyway.
Richard would be a nice name for a cat.
Richard the cat.
Richard! Quit crapping on the floor.
All right, North America. Oh, this is, I can't.
Crap? Was the name Crap?
Crap the cat.
That was pretty short.
Crap.
We got EA Sports, FIFA 18, Golf Story,
Crap
3DS got Yokai Watch 2. Sales on stuff. Switch got Conga Master, Tower of Babel, Inversus Deluxe, Burning Fight, Brave Dungeon plus Dark Witch Story Combat, Picross S, Demo, Sparkle 2. By the way, Sparkle 2, if you don't know what Sparkle 2 is, it's Zuma. I've been playing it. It's great. It's just like Zuma, except it's not Zuma. Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, Astro Bears Party, which is bears in spacesuits running around on planets. Yep, Mom Brain, you'd love it. Physical Contact Picture Place, Tapu, One Piece, Unlimited World Red Deluxe, Binaries, Butcher. On 3DS is Cold Sept Revolt. Wii U finally got Hive Jump, the Kickstarter game. Wii U also got Super Ultra Star Shooter and Double Dungeons. Humongous week. Believe it or not, 18 games hit the Switch alone this week. Guy Bones has a great first comment for this post. It's Simpsons related because FIFA 18 came out. He has he has a clip from The Simpsons saying "open wide for some soccer" because they used to do the Monday Night Football. What did he say? Are you ready for some football?
Yeah.
Are you ready for some football?
Was that Hank Williams Jr.?
And they were spoofing that in The Simpsons by saying "open wide for some soccer." I guess it's Hank Williams Jr. Cooking a soccer ball on a grill and shoving it in your face.
Is that the
Also known as Bocephus.
Is that the same like sequence that has Mexico versus
Gallaga?
Portugal and Gallaga and Gallaga too?
I don't know. Mexico versus Portugal. Gambler responds with a Simpsons quote because his name is Gambler, and he says, "Yes, yes, oh God, yes." That's great. Yeah, big week for game releases digitally. Holy moly. Hank Williams is back for Monday Night Football, says Retro Gamer. Is Hank Williams still alive? I don't know.
No one watches
Hank
football
Williams
anymore.
Sr. is dead, but Hank Williams Jr. is still alive.
He doesn't say which one.
And Hank Williams III is still alive as well.
But who cares about the third?
Hank is also a good name for a cat.
Hank is a good name for a cat, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Well, that was perfect timing.
Because I have to pee.
Mom Brain,
Yes.
what have you been playing?
Nothing.
Thanks, Mom
See
Brain.
you later.
Bye.
Kirby, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Well, I was here last night and I played a little bit of the
Oh, yes.
Super Nintendo Mini Classic. What is it called again?
Ours is called the Super Nintendo Classic Edition.
Okay, that's what I meant.
The Super Nintendo Mini is also acceptable in Europe.
Okay. I didn't know that was...
And you are from Europe.
No.
Yes. I'm trying to help you out. So yes.
Anyway, I played Super Ghouls and Ghosts for I don't know, like maybe 10 minutes.
Was it difficult?
It was, especially because I didn't. Like I said last night, I've never played any of the Ghouls and Ghosts games before.
Yeah, that was surprising me. Hello, I'm F and T-Rex. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think there might have been a point where I was interested in getting Super Ghouls and Ghosts because you remember that like strategy guide that Nintendo put out that I think it came out during the launch of the Super Nintendo, and it had it featured like all the like launch games.
Oh yeah.
I think I checked it out of my school library, and yeah, Super Ghouls and Ghosts was in there, and I was like, oh wow, this looks cool. But fortunately, I never got around to buying it.
Probably would have grown up a very angry child.
And yeah, it wasn't until later that I realized that it's like, that these are like some of the most punishing games in all of history.
Whatever was on the Sega Master System, Ghost and Goblin. Well, I don't remember. That was my first experience with the franchise, and that was ridiculously hard too. But Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I didn't play until the Wii Virtual Console. I played Maximo, stuff like that.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. Maximo is more of like a spiritual successor. Because like I was, I only played the second Maximo game, but I was able to beat it, which, makes it a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, they were certainly easier without that.
Oh yeah, and I guess I forgot what my point was. Because I had never played one before, I didn't realize I did not realize you could double jump.
Yeah, I wasn't watching him when he played. I was doing some work, so I just heard him in the other room having frustrations, and I was like, "Well, that's what the game does to you." But yeah, knowing that you didn't know there was a double jump makes it much worse.
Yeah, well, for a while, what I thought I was doing was like when I was standing next to like a wall or something, I thought I was like climbing up it. When in fact I was just like double jumping.
Oh.
So I didn't realize that I could do that like anywhere.
Oh yeah, because the double jump is weird because like I said, he clicks his heels to do the second jump. So I could definitely understand.
Yeah, I thought it was
that.
like a wall kick or something.
Yeah,
like
I understand that.
But I don't know if it if knowing about the double jump would have made much of a difference. So yeah, I got my
yes, the game is still ridiculously
handed to
hard.
me. And then I played Contra 3: The Alien Wars, and I think I spent even less time doing that. Because well, in my defense, I was just like killing time before before R-Type came back to finish whatever he was playing.
Contra 3, another difficult game. I would say not as difficult as Super Ghouls and Ghosts, but definitely a challenge in that game.
Yeah, I wasn't really like, giving it my all. Let's just go with that. And I think that's about it. I mostly just watched you guys play stuff last night.
We did play stuff. All right, what did I play? So, first up, I played, I updated Super Mario Run on my phone, and I've been playing that, the Remix 10 mode, and I really like that Remix 10 mode. It's a lot of fun. So it's, for those that don't know, it's a series of 10 very quick levels, and you run through them without stopping. Levels, I want to say they're like 10 seconds at most, and that seems like it's a lot. But yeah, there's rainbow coins in them. Each level has 3 rainbow coins, and you just plow through them. So like on the map, you go into like there's not really a map, but there's dots, and each dot represents like a certain amount of 10 stages, I guess. And you just go through your Remix 10, and you go through the worlds. So you do a certain amount of levels, and then you go to the next world. So I'm on like the 5th world, I think. I really like it. Like I said a while ago, and when I reviewed Super Mario Run, I said I really enjoyed it. And this is the same gameplay, just much more hectic and fast-paced. And I know there's a whole new regular world to play too, but I'm not going to do that until I'm done with the Remix 10 mode, which I'm greatly enjoying. So I played that and had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to play more this weekend. Now, what else did I play? I got to look at the week of releases to see what I put time in with. I played some Sparkle 2, like I said, and I don't really need to say anything more than what I already said. It's like Zuma. So if you played Zuma, you know exactly what you're getting into. So I played Butcher. And I think Butcher's really interesting. I really like it.
It looks pretty tough.
Tell me about Butcher.
It is tough. All right, so I'll tell you it the way that Kirby described it, which was perfect. It's Doom if Doom was a 2D pixel-based platformer.
Right. And
So,
also,
like, you get shotguns and chainsaws and automatic rifles, and you shoot enemies, and you open doors. And
good music?
Music that fits the game, I think, yeah.
Rock?
Not so much, but, yeah, I mean, there's guitar riffs and stuff, but it's more like electro. Like, it's got like a...
No butt rock?
A thumping beat to it.
Now that I think about it, it also kind of reminds me of, like, Hotline Miami.
Yeah.
Just
not
like
top down.
Yeah, obviously not top down, but I guess because of like the targeting system and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's and it's a plus, like Hotline Miami, very gory.
Yes, that too.
Like the screen literally rains down blood, and like people's bodies get like stretched and hung on hooks, and
at first I couldn't really tell what was happening with the hooks.
Well, yes, it's very, very pixelated on purpose, but so it's not like graphically detailed, realistic-looking humans that this is happening to. It's like a blob of pixels. But yes, it's uber violent, like very, very, very violent. But it's a lot of fun, and it's got a unique control scheme too. And I was thinking about how that control scheme works, and it can be a little jarring at first, but when you play, you fall into it. And I was thinking about it last night after I played, like how it makes sense for the type of game it is. So the right trigger is shoot, the left trigger is jump, the left joystick moves you. The right joystick aims in 360 degrees. And you would think, like, why wouldn't jump just be B and you use Y to shoot? And because you couldn't do that and aim with the joystick. You couldn't have a 360-degree joystick or a 360-degree aiming because you'd be constantly taking your finger off the joystick to jump and shoot. So it's a unique setup. But, yeah, I really like it. And I feel like people aren't paying attention to it. And I don't blame you because, like, it's not coming from a developer that a lot of people know, and it looks like, you know, very pixely and everything. But check it out; it's really interesting. It's got something about it. It's a quality game. It's a tightly made experience. I'm really enjoying what I've played. Like, I'm thinking about how much I want to play more. That's one of the best things I can tell you about it. So check it out, Butcher. Have a look. Watch a trailer or something. It's interesting. And then on Super Nintendo Classic Edition, I played a little bit of almost everything. Donkey Kong Country and Super Ghouls and Ghosts and Star Fox. Oh, I beat Star Fox again last night for the millionth time.
I watched you do that.
I played some Star Fox 2, but I'm not super far into it or anything, and it plays very differently from the other ones as far as progression goes, so it's hard to place where I am. I've been playing Yoshi's Island just because it's, as we were both saying, it's very nice to have like a console quality version of that game to play rather than playing the GBA version or the GBA version on the virtual console, which we both feel are not worthy. So I'm playing that. So yeah, just Super Nintendo Classic Edition stuff. I want to play Super Mario RPG again, just because it's been a long time since I played that.
Just because it's the only one just for me.
That's right, and I want to get back into that because the last time I played it, got hair in my mouth.
Get it out.
Got it. The last time I played that start to finish was when it originally came out. So, I've been playing that stuff, and last night, I beat SteamWorld Dig 2 with 100% completion. I got every single collectible artifact in the game. Now, the guy in the game tells you there's 42 artifacts, but there's actually 43. Because if you get 100% of the available artifacts as far as you know, then you open up a special challenge location. I won't tell you where it is. You got to find it. But you find it through a reference to Twin Peaks. There's a little blurb you read that's like it's basically 4 lines of dialogue to tell you where you could find it, and it ends with "Fate walk with me."
The magician longs to see.
So I did that, and it's a series of challenge dungeons, and the challenges are all different. So one challenge is escape, where these things are chasing you, and one challenge is you're riding platforms in lava, and enemies are fighting you while lava's raining down from above as well. There's another room that is you have to use a jetpack ability to get through the whole thing. There's another one that is a puzzle. There's one that is a series of platforms that bounce you in the air. There's one where you have to use rockets to break open the path ahead of you. There's one that is a platforming section where they take away all your abilities minus run and jump and wall climb. So it's very tricky platforming. And you have to beat all of them in a single run. And you get no health you get no health replenishment as you're going through. And it's challenging. Not super challenging, but it is definitely challenging. It took me a good while to make it through, but I did. So my total playtime with the game, getting 100% completion, is 11.5 hours. So that's what I got out of SteamWorld Dig 2. 11.5 hours of gameplay. And it's one of the best experiences on the Switch, without a doubt. But in general, an amazing game. Man, I love Image and Form's work. You need to check that game out. I can't recommend it enough. I think that's it for what I played.
Okay.
I'm thinking. Oh, no, it's not. Duh. I'm playing Golf Story, which I'm loving.
Yeah.
Golf Story. I was in my head. I'm like, I gotta leave Golf Story to last. Golf Story It's a golf game, but it's an RPG. So if you played any of the Mario golf games that Camelot worked on earlier for like the GBA, they had a RPG element to it. And Golf Story really takes that idea and runs with it. It's about a man who used to play golf when he was a boy, and for some reason he stopped playing. He used to play it with his father, and his father was big into golf, and then the father's gone. And 20 years later, the son decides he's going to pick golf back up, and he's going to make himself a champion. So he sets out on his golf story. And yes, in Golf Story, you do play golf, but it's much, much, much more than that. So you'll take on little challenges that people offer you. Like one guy will be like, I bet you can't reach that pin all the way out there. And you have a certain amount of shots to do it. Or somebody will be like, there's these guys that are taking up one portion of a golf course, and they're like, we play disc golf because that's the only type of real golf there is. And you have to find a way to get them off the golf course and stop playing disc golf there. There's buttons and hidden switches to hit with your golf balls. You have to hit them a certain distance to activate these switches, and they do things in the area that you're in. And then you play regular golf against competitors and stuff like that. And it's really cool. It's really, really cool. I really enjoy it. Very well done, very unique. It is exclusive to Switch. I know a lot of people have been excited about it. And just before, like I said, just before the podcast started, I did a post about how Golf Story is the #1 game on the Switch eShop right now.
Well,
that's not reviewed, that's purchased. So the most purchased game as of today on the Switch eShop is Golf Story. So word of mouth is spreading, I guess, because it's a fantastic game and lots of people are talking very highly about it. I guess there's lots of golf fans here. Or there's lots of fans of, like I said, the old Mario golf games on GBA, I think it was, that had RPG elements to them. So really, that is one to check out. I need to play more of it because I'm really enjoying it. And there's also just regular golf that you can play. You don't have to do story mode if you want. You can go in and do multiplayer golf. Now, as Roth is saying, he mentioned Cuphead. I know Cuphead is out, and I want to play Cuphead, but I haven't downloaded it yet. I desperately want to play Cuphead because, like anybody else that's been interested in that game, we've been waiting years for it, and it's finally out now. So I plan to play that. It's just there's so much stuff. Like I said, 18 games this week on the Switch alone. So lots of stuff going on. Cuphead is not on Switch, obviously. Another platform, Xbox One and PC. But it's a game I want to play, and I will be doing that this weekend. All right. I will have to leave you, my IRC friends, because I have to go in and do questions. If you want to, hold on. I don't. What's the email? I think I know it.
Know.
Let me see if I know it. Yeah, if you can send your emails to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. Hold on. Okay, yeah, you can send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. And we will answer your questions about whatever, about Nintendo, about video games in general, about anything you want to talk about. We are happy to answer your questions. And if you send them, we will do just that. So let's do a question. Question. Ryan says, question. What do you think is the main reason that VR hasn't taken off? Price, wires and setup, or those big, sweaty, disgusting goggles that look like they're missing a snorkel? Thank you. I love the show. I am a big fan of VR. I enjoy VR. The experiences I've played on PlayStation VR, I have had a lot of fun with. What do I think is holding VR back? I do think price is one of the biggest factors. Yeah. I also think people are worried about getting sick, and some people do get sick, but I really think price is the biggest factor. So the reason why I got PlayStation VR above other platforms for VR is because I already had a PS4, making the PSVR the cheapest option for VR. It was $400, but like the Oculus and the Vive or the Vive, however the hell you say it, those are expensive. What, like $600, $800 or something like that? Plus you need a computer to run them on too.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't have a computer that's up to date enough to play games for VR, that's another big expense. You got to be like, well, I got to spend $1,200 to get a computer that can play this stuff, and another $800 to get the VR stuff and the controllers. That's a huge expense.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know. Maybe it'll be like it'll end up like HD TVs where like the price gradually drops and then more and more people start.
Hopefully. Well, I mean, like big players are in it. Like Facebook is behind Oculus now. So
here's how I feel about VR. I can't really think of a video game experience that I've had that would be like better in VR. Like I'm happy with the experience I'm getting. There's not.
Yeah, but you don't play a lot of stuff.
I understand that, but I just can't imagine there being. I mean, I love Zelda, but like, do I really think it would be that much better in VR? No.
Well, you know, you also have to think of it more of like not necessarily adapting franchises as they are into VR, but allowing VR to create new type of experiences. So there are games that work. Obviously, first-person games work in VR well.
Right.
Yeah, so like Resident Evil 7 in VR is fantastic. I really enjoy that. I really think that heightens the experience, especially it definitely makes it more scary. So I think that was an excellent thing. And then there's a game like Rez, which I feel the VR version is the definitive version of that game. I really feel like it does a lot to heighten that experience. But yeah, I don't think like I'm not like, oh, I want to play Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 6 in VR. Like, you know, I would try it, but it's not something where I'm like, yeah, that needs to be in VR. Like you're saying, you know, a Mario game. I'm not like, oh, that needs to be in VR. I'm sure they could do cool things with it, but yeah. Like there's that game that's coming out, or it might be out now, I don't remember, about that mouse that's like on an adventure, and you need to solve puzzles.
Did you say Fievel?
Fievel Goes West.
And you look around the environment as he's walking around to help him solve the puzzle. So you're like, oh, look, there's a little thing over here, and the mouse goes over there and does that. Like, I think that's a cool idea, unique idea for VR. So, yeah, Thumper in VR is a great one, too. Yes, I think playing Thumper in VR.
I'm not against VR. I'm just saying that there's just not enough of
VR.
a pull for me to say, yeah.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying completely. I just do think that price is the biggest one.
Sure.
It's a big expense, and you can't guarantee that it's going to be supported with games that are going to make you feel your purchase is warranted. So, but yeah, I have PSVR, and I have played lots of stuff that I really do enjoy, and stuff that I do get excited to show off to other people because I feel the experience is something new and engaging. You know, the wire aspect, certainly there's some drawbacks there, but I don't think it's a deal breaker by any means. But yeah, I'm a believer in VR. It's just I feel like we need to get some better market penetration at a lower price point. Hopefully, what Kirby says is right. The prices will come down. Because I think there will be that sweet spot where people will be more likely to jump in. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I like VR. I like it. All right, Mom Brain. Thank you for your questions. Send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. Where? GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. We like your questions. Mom Brain, let's do some music. We also like your music. You can send your music to GNPodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Yes. Where?
GNPodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Also, I just want you to know, in case anybody was worried, that the mobile ShopRite app has not been working for nearly 2 weeks, and it is still not working and temporarily disabled.
It's almost like there was an update to iOS, and ShopRite hasn't fixed their app.
Here's the thing about that, is I don't carry any of those dumb key tags anymore. And really, the only
one of those dumb key tags.
Yeah, the only one I've ever used really with any regularity was the ShopRite one, because you get real good, you know, you get good stuff.
Yeah.
And I took it off because you get it on the app. They just scan the little barcode in your ShopRite app. And I was at ShopRite yesterday, and Didn't have it. Looked at my phone number. No. It was a big mess. It was a really big mess, and I almost missed out on savings.
So music.
Well, can't you just give him your phone number?
Yeah,
if
I
you
did,
don't
but
have
he
the
was like, no, there's no number. So I was wondering if maybe I gave the wrong number, and then I was like, I don't have the patience for
phone?
this
Yeah,
right
you
now.
must have given him the wrong number.
She tends to do this thing when you sign up for stuff, and she doesn't want to give her information.
Not at ShopRite. I didn't do it
She'll
at
give
ShopRite.
like an email address or a phone number that's like one number off of what it actually is. I don't know why she does that.
I did it one time. Not she does. She did it one time.
Maybe you did it with ShopRite and you don't remember.
And I had been up all night, and I was just... It was a rough one. Okay? So just...
Do you have music? I want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Beautiful every time.
It is beautiful every time. Okay. So the first little ditty that we have comes to us from Raj Chaos. I believe this is it. Yeah, it is. Just give me a sec. Okay.
Trauma center?
No. But that'd be flatlined in a minute. Because you guys are dying.
We just started. Is it? Wait, what system is this?
Super Nintendo.
Oh,
Wow. Doom.
No.
Wolfenstein.
No.
Alien.
No.
What the hell is this? This is kind of scary for Super Nintendo.
yeah.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. What's that?
Clock tower?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Really?
Exactly. I was gonna say the one with the guy with the giant scissors. Alyssa, where are you? Is it a scary game?
I think it's necessarily scary.
Sounds pretty spooky.
All right, we don't know. Go ahead.
Oh, is it licensed?
It is.
Oh, all right, hold on a second. All right, Batman.
No.
True Lies.
No.
Addams Family.
Alien 3?
No.
Alien vs. Predator?
Rambo.
No.
Is it something about a doctor?
The Lawnmower Man.
No.
Carnage.
No.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Judge Dredd.
No.
Good guess.
Demolition Man.
Oh God, we were dancing around it.
The Lawnmower Man.
I know.
Damn it.
Damn it.
All right. The next, that was Demolition Man, by the way, from Raj Chaos. Who got you?
What's your
Oh man, we were so close. We were getting there.
This one comes from Game Freak 613.
Oh God, I know this.
Is it a game show game?
No.
What system? Game Boy or NES?
NES.
Why do I know this? Is it a driving game?
Maybe.
Bump and jump.
No.
What do you mean maybe?
I'm not sure.
In a car?
I don't know. Probably.
Is it Nintendo?
I don't
I
know.
feel like it's Nintendo. Mop Rider?
Yep.
Nice.
Woo! Man.
That was from Game Freak 613. This one comes from Andy the Zombie.
Wave Race.
Yep.
Wave Race! We're letting this one go because it's a jam. Here's some butt rock.
Butthole rock.
Butthole rock. God, this song's so good. I'm playing the whole thing. It's so good. Doesn't this make you want to race on waves? Wave race. Dolphin Park. Okay, we can go.
Next song comes to us from Blood Ocean 07.
This is Batman.
Sure is.
On NES. By Sunsoft.
You listen to this a lot.
Great soundtrack. Okay.
This next
that's
song comes
a really
from
great soundtrack.
Brian.
Hi, Brian. What's this?
3DS.
Could be a crazy Kirby game.
It's
Very
not.
quick. Hit it, Chris. Let's guess that again.
Fire Emblem?
No.
First party?
I don't think so.
It's epic.
It doesn't look epic.
Dragon Quest?
No.
Some like work was put into this. Like, is this a franchise?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
All right, we don't know then.
Pocket Card Jockey.
I played that. I don't remember that song at all.
Well, there you go. Challenge to the Vertex. King's Gate. This one comes to us from Armored Frog.
I know this.
You sure do.
Oh, Spirit Tracks. Phantom Choo Choo.
It is. Phantom Choo-Choo.
Man, I feel such an underrated Zelda game. I love that game. And I think it's got one of the best theme songs of a Zelda game. That Spirit Tracks theme song is, in my opinion, really good.
You just really like trains.
Oh my god, I never thought of that. I swear to God, I didn't. My history with loving trains is why I love that game.
Now it all makes sense.
I stand by that game.
This one comes from Glitter Bubble 3.
This is Clay Fighter.
It's not.
Is it Clay Mates?
Nope.
You're sure is this Clay something?
No.
Maybe it's not. What, Super Nintendo? This has to be the same company. Do you have a company name?
Not a. Right, disposal.
You might have this
And I probably said last time it was Clay Fighter.
But it hasn't. It's not recent.
I don't know.
The company is Incredible Technology.
I don't know at all.
American Gladiators.
God damn it. We should have asked her if it was licensed. Goddamn licensed music gets us all the time.
Next song comes from Mikey3319.
Romaine, no cheating.
I'm talking to Andre from Game Explain.
Hello, Andre.
I promise.
Hello, Andre.
I believe it.
I have no idea what this is. Super Nintendo?
I think so.
Was it?
This is the vibe I get from it. Futuristic cowboy.
Yeah, right. What was the name of that?
Sunset Riders.
No, not Sunset Riders. The other one.
Oh, he was a robot cowboy.
Yeah, right. What was it
Is
called?
that what we're looking at? Something like with a star? Shoot star. Tin Star.
No, there's definitely a cowboy.
That was Tin Star.
I don't think he's a robot, though. He might be fighting a robot.
Cowboy fighting a
Could
robot?
be. Or an alien.
Wild Gunman? Wild Gun.
Gun Stars? No, Gun.
Wild Gunner. Wild Gunsmith.
Wild Gun Heroes.
Wild Gun Gang. Wild Gunman.
You're getting further away.
Wild Gun Star.
I said that already.
Wild Gun
Smith. No, no.
Shooter. Wild Guns.
Yes! Wild Guns!
Okay.
Wild
Well, I
Guns
never
is
played it, but I
correct.
still say there's a robot in there.
This one comes
Noise.
from...
That song distinctly said robot to me.
This one comes from WestFX. Who sends the most beautifully formatted music. Didn't have to do a darn thing.
Well, I'll do it for Lube. Zenz's Ocean.
No.
A little too
I
violent.
don't even know what system. Say a little too violent?
No, I said a little too lively to be senses.
Wii U.
Don't. I smell the stink. But, it's not first party, is it?
I don't know. Maybe you like kombucha. You just
Maybe.
you just never tried it.
Can you tell me if it's first party?
I don't know. Let me see.
I like it.
It's pretty good.
No. It's not.
Not licensed, obviously.
No.
I got nothing.
eShop.
Still got nothing.
Give up?
Yeah.
Tetrobot and Company.
I never played it.
Now, this last song comes to us from Wired, who I'm pretty sure at the time didn't know how very relevant this song would be.
I know it, but it's not coming. Oh, it's Arms.
That means you got 7 out of 10.
I just want to say, I've been jerking off a lot to this song lately. It's a great song. It's a really great theme song. Let's let it go a little bit. All right. Good stuff. It's a good song. Well, International Podcast Day, guys. That was it. We did
Happy
it.
International
We do it
Podcast Day.
Meow. Thanks for watching and listening. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting us do a podcast. Thanks for being pals and friends and buddies and chaps and bros and dudes and
Yes.
ladies and babes and biddies. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
After show. The after show. Man, I love it. I love this song. Look up Dolphin Park.
No.
No. No. Fine, I'll do it. No. What are you guys doing this weekend? What are your plans? What are you playing? Did you get SteamWorld Dig? Did you get Golf Story? Are you playing FIFA?
Kind of whiz.
Tell me about what you're doing. I want to know.
Jerking off to arms porn.
Did you partake in the arms porn? Yeah. Where? Oh. It's a Trap says, I'll be playing the Super Nintendo Classic. Yes, hopefully those of you that wanted to get one of those managed to pick it up without any issues. Boyweck says he's playing more Splatoon this weekend. D-O-L-P-H-I-N. Park. Oh, yeah. Morisaki's playing Destiny 2 on the Xbox. Roth says he's involved with a group viewing of horror movies all month long. Yes, our movie night's turning into Halloween movie night all this month. And there's a new Chucky movie.
Oh, that's
Perfect
right.
way to start. The Owl Wolf says, I'm still playing Mario plus Rabbids. Yeah, I need to get back into that. Eagle Fan says, I'll be playing Super Mario Kart and F-Zero on my Super Nintendo Classic. I'm glad you guys managed to get it. Like I said, it seems like Nintendo did a much better job this time.
For a while, it didn't seem like they would.
Yes, it certainly didn't start out that way, but stock in-store has been great. So, all right. Mr. B says, I'm playing Star Fox 2. What a crazy thing to say. It's actually happening.
In the year 2017.
In the year 2017. I'm playing the just officially released Star Fox 2. All right, my friends. Drew's playing Yoshi's Island. Thank you for joining us. The show's done exporting. We will catch up with you next week for another show. You guys have a great time. Play some games. Hang out with friends, family. Take it easy. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.